Hi everyone. We're going to be talking about swapping elements in lists for this video. So the thing that you often do in a list when you have a list of, let's say, 5 different things is you want to be able to change the position of 2 elements or interchange them. So let's see what would seem like the obvious way to do it and why that doesn't work. So in this example, if we run the code, so essentially I have the list A, then which is 2, 3, 5, 7. I say, okay, I want the first element to be in the 0th place, and I want the 0th element to be in the first place. Now, arguably, the list should now become 2, 3, 5, 7 because we swapped it. However, now if we look at the result, it says 3, 3, 5, 7. Now let's see why that is. Because after we do this initial swap, A0 equals A of 1, the list now looks like this. We put the 3 in the 2's place, so 3, 3, 5, 7. We've now lost information on the 2 because it's been replaced. So now when we do A of 1 equals A of 0, they're the same thing, so it just ends up being 3, 3, 5, 7. So clearly, just doing one step and then the next is not going to work. So we need a way to basically swap elements and not lose that information. So the common way that you do that is you use a temporary variable. So let's look at this example. So in this case, we basically say, okay, let's store the 2 in temp. Then we swap it. So basically now if we look at the list, it's going to be 3, 3, 5, 7, which is what we had before, except now we replace the first element with the temporary variable. So it'll be 3, 2, 5, 7. So now when we print out the swap, we can see that it does interchange the first 2 elements, which is exactly what we want. So this is great, and this works. In most languages, this is the best you can do. But in Python, you can also do something else, which is awesome, and it's called parallel assignment. So what parallel assignment does is essentially it says, okay, I have all these different values that I want to set, and I'm going to set them to a bunch of other different values. So let's actually get rid of this for now. So let's say that we want to say x equals 5 and y equals 7. So this will make the variable x5 and the variable y7. But another way you could do it is you could say x comma y is equal to 5 comma 7. So this will essentially assign x to the value 5 and y to the value 7. And you can do it with more. You can say add in the z, and let's make that 10. So basically parallel assignment says I have these 5 things on this side, and I want to set it equal to these 5 things on that side. And so the key here is that it actually evaluates the things on this side all at once, and then puts it here all at once. So let's go back to swapping elements. So I want to change the value of a of 0, and I want to change the value of a of 1. I want a of 0 to be equal to a of 1, and I want a of 1 to be equal to a of 0. Now, you might be asking, if I set a of 1 equal to a of 0, then won't a of 0 be a of 1 at that point? Like, won't the 2 become a 3, and then it'll just put the 3 over here? But the fact of the matter is that what Python does is that it first evaluates all of these things. So it first puts a 3 here, and then it puts a 2 here, and then it essentially puts it into a of 0, a of 1. So if we do print a, we see that we get 3, 2, 5, 7. So the first 2 elements are swapped. So this is great. So these are the different ways that you can swap elements, and it turns out parallel assignment is actually useful not just for swapping elements, but also doing multiple assignments at once.